interventions that our other students are needing, but they do need encouragement. They need to know that we care about them also. But our main goal is to reach those students who are at risk or at risk at failing. How does it work? Each teacher will agree to track an at-risk student that was in their class the previous year. For example, a kindergarten teacher tracks a first grade student. If you did not have an at-risk student from the previous year, then you will assist another at-risk student. If you have somebody that you already know that was at risk, even if they were in your class last year, if you have a student that you want to track, that is perfectly fine. You will let me know what student you want to track, whose class they're in, and that way when you get with that teacher, you can let that teacher know what things you used that were successful when you were working with that student so that they can incorporate that in their dealings with that student and continue those things that were successful for him or her. I know like one year I had a student, the Voyager. Voyager was excellent for him. And when he was doing the Voyager, he did very well. But when Voyager stopped, he stopped. He got it during kindergarten, but then it didn't continue on, and it was on a consistent basis. You can intervene, but if you're not intervening consistently, then it's not going to work. So it has to be consistent. Okay. Okay, fourth grade teachers who loop with their students, you will track those students who were struggling last year. So you know who those students are. So those are the ones that you're going to track. Third grade teachers will track a student who has been identified at risk. It can be a student, doesn't necessarily have to be one that you have already worked with. It may be easier and more helpful for you to work with somebody that you've already worked with, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. We just want to make sure that we get every student who's at risk and help them in any way possible. I know that Christy has talked to some of the third or fourth grade teachers about kindergarten teachers. When half of us go out for recess, the other half can stay in and pull those students, those third and fourth graders who need extra assistance, and do whatever it is that we need to do for them. If we need to listen to them read, if we need to help them with an assignment that they're having trouble on, whatever the case may be, we're willing to do that. And that's all the STAR tracking is, doing whatever you can to help our students be successful. If the student is supposed to receive special services of some sort, you will collaborate with the new teacher to make sure that the student receives those services. That was one of the things I was talking about with the RTI process. If you know you had a student who you started the RTI process on, get with that student's teacher and let them know, hey, I started this, we got to this point, so that they can pick up the ball and run with it from that point. So that that child doesn't lose the services that he or she was getting before the year ended. How does it work? You will inform the current teacher of any instructional practices, strategies that you use to help the student progress. In other words, how did the student learn best? Was it a small group pullout that you used to help that child? Was it tutoring, one-on-one? Sharing the student's learning style. You know how that student learns best, let that teacher know. Because if you have that student for a whole year, here we are in the 6th week of the first 6 weeks, share that information with that teacher so that that teacher doesn't have to wait till the 5th, 6 weeks of school to find out how this child learns best. You will encourage the students daily and reassure them that you believe in them and you know they can succeed. Words of encouragement when you see them in the hallway, a hug, a thumbs up. If you don't want to get them out of line because, you know, we got places that we have to go, but give them a thumbs up, let them know, I'm rooting for you. Write a note, a letter of encouragement. I would do that with some of my kindergartners that would leave and go to first grade because it's like they didn't want to leave my classroom. So I would write little notes to them. That was awesome for them. It lifted their spirits, and in my notes I would tell them, you're too smart for kindergarten now. You need to you need to do whatever it is you're supposed to do in first grade. Just give them that encouragement. But a note, a letter does a whole lot. When you have an extra minute, drop by the student's classroom just to see how he or she is doing. If time permits, assist the student with completing his or her work. You might want to let that teacher know that whenever your break is and you want to drop by to see what they're doing, go in to assist. If you can't assist, if the teacher's doing something, just let them know, hey, I came in to check on you. I hope you're doing a good job. If you need any help, let me know, that type of thing. So it doesn't have to take a whole bunch of your time, but we need to let our children know that just because they're not in our class anymore, doesn't mean that we're not concerned about their well-being and their well-being academically also. We will ensure the student success for all by making ourselves available, tutoring in those areas where you are strong. If math is not your strong suit, please don't tutor a child in math. Do whatever you're best in, and to help, so we can help our students be the best that they can be. Listening to students read, helping students to de-escalate when their stress levels elevate. You know a child that it doesn't take them that long to go from 0 to 100. If you know how to talk to that child and get that child to calm themselves down and come back down to 0, at least to 10, then assist that other teacher so that valuable instruction time is not wasted. Allow students to come and read a book to you or your class. My kindergartners love coming back to my classroom once they move on to come and read to my kindergartners. So, and whenever they come in, I'll let them know. I said, this is one of my smart students that was in kindergarten. They're too smart for kindergarten, but they came to share what they learned. And I have them to tell my students what they had to do to be successful and to move on from kindergarten to the next grade level. So those kids are telling my students, I had to listen, I had to do what the teacher told me to do, those things, and that encourages those students who are having difficulty. It encourages them and it puts them in a role of leadership. Our rewards and benefits from having this star tracking program. When we track our stars, whose lights are shining as bright as they should, we help ensure their success. Pride in seeing how much confidence we can give our students by continued presence in their lives. Just let them know that, no, I'm not your teacher this year, but I still love you, I care about you, and I want you to do your best. And then we can develop campus and Cougar Pride through academic achievement and building relationships with our students and with each other. And that's it. What I want you to do, if you already know the student that you would like to track and help, on the bottom of your agenda, write your name, the student's name, and if you know that teacher's whose class that student is in, go ahead and put that teacher's name and the grade level at the bottom of your page. If you know a student who is in need of some encouragement throughout the year. And that's it. Thank you.